Hello and welcome to the 2015 season of the FIA European Rally Championship, starting again with the International Jännerrallye in Austria, the first of 10 rounds and a proper challenge to kick the season off. Some changes for this year. Crews will count their best 7 results from the 10 rounds. There's a prize fund for privateers and the categories have been renamed ERC, ERC2 and ERC3. Early morning in the service park of Freistadt, host city of the rally in Upper Austria. Couldn't be trickier for the drivers. It's been snowing all night. The forecast before the event was for a melt of the snow, but the weather has provided the complete opposite. As is typical with a snowy rally, the first drivers on the road will be cleaning the road, and one of the earliest cars will be Stefan Lefebvre. Reigning ERC Junior champion, he's in PH Sport, Citroën DS3 R5. One of 2 prize drivers for his championship win last year. This is what he faces. 10 stages today. 3 visits to the service park, and as you can see from the road conditions, it'll be absolutely crucial they pick exactly the right tyres. Looking very relaxed ahead of the start, but a tricky job to do, being one of those very first cars. He was 13th yesterday on the qualifying stage, so he's ended up running a not so favourable second. Katanovic was fastest, he will be 14th on the road. Breen, 3rd in the ERC last year, will be running 8th on the road, and Alexei Lukianuk, 12th on the road. Very good yesterday, 3rd fastest on the qualifying stage with just 20 kilometres of pre-event testing. There's your first loop. The helicopter says what you really need to know, and that's all about the road conditions. Fans are out. Bank holiday in Austria. It's a strange one for a rally to be running on a Monday and a Tuesday, but that's why they wanted the fans to be able to see the action, and they'll be lining up for this one. Lefebvre away from the start of stage 1, and that's how hard it was. Straight out with a spin. You can see the marks there at the side of the road. Lucky to keep it back on, but snow blocking the radiator. Has to stop a couple of minutes later to clean it out, and unfortunately loses 3 minutes 40. So not a great start, but still going. That spin was 5 kilometres into the stage. Very hard to open the road. No marks on the road, of course, for braking points, line. Anybody making a mistake in front of you, even hard to pick out the side of the road. You can see here the snow poles make it a bit easier for Jonathan Hershey in the Tour 8 T16, but he too finds it very, very difficult. Ex-circuit racer of some note as well, good peddler, but 3 spins and loses 3 minutes 30. He was 4th last year on the Rally de Valle, so he's a good peddler. Brilliant season lined up for these two. Breen and Scott Martin with works backing from Peugeot Sport, but not a great run here in Austria. Sliding off the road at very low speed and unable to get the car back on.
It was really, really low speed. I had already slowed and stopped for the corner, entered the corner. I got half the 3/4 ways around, and just when I went to get back on the power again, the front of the car stepped out of the line, and I fell off the roads.
On board now with Consani. Frenchman at the wheel of a 207 S2000, so an older car, but absolutely on it. 2nd fastest on the qualifying stage yesterday, has great grip from his Pirelli tyres. He's 10th on the road, and you can just see a clean line appearing in the snow. Not much, but enough to give him a bit more confidence, and look at the speed he's carrying. Great drive from Consani. Had a rotten year last year, lots of bad luck. 15 minutes 39.0, he went fastest so far. Problems for Alexei Lukianuk in the Ford Fiesta R5. First time in the European Rally Championship with an R5 car. Unfortunately, the engine overheating. He stops to cool it down and loses 5 minutes 38. So again, maybe snow in the radiator, but other issues too.
The engine overheated, I don't know why, and the engine stopped. We had to wait for a few minutes until it cooled down. We removed the tapes from the front of the radiator because it was blocked a bit. Now it works fine, but we lost a lot of seconds. It's a big shame.
If you're wondering, the tapes are put on the radiator to stop the engine from being too cool in cold conditions, so to limit the airflow through it. Taking those off seemed to do the trick, but obviously issues there. On board now with Kajtanovic, Polish driver, 4 times Polish champion, fastest on the qualifying stage, chose to run 14th on the road, 6.4 quicker than Consani. He wins the stage.
I want to say happy birthday to for my dad, because he have a birthday. I hope we can win this stage. We can win the stage, and this is for him.
Well, he did win the stage, as you can see. He'll be worried because, of course, the car's coming further down the field, facing better road conditions. But that was your top 5 after special stage 1. 2 minutes separating the top 5, so massive gaps already. Stages 2 and 3 to go before returning to service. Alexei Lukyanuk, second fastest on stage 2 and 3. So managed to sort those problems out with the car, up to 15th in the standings.
You push on the full throttle into the icy corner. Nice emotions, and it's great. Yeah, it's a great time, so it's nice.
Big smiles. Twice the winner last year of the Colin McRae Flat Out Award. Spectacular driver and doing well. Hershey, not so well. Snow ploughing, off-road, stage 2. Struggled to get the car back on. Look how deep the snow is. Fully up to the front bumper. Absolutely burying the car. 9th fastest in stage 3, 17th in the standings. Tape and all sorts on that car. Not ideal, to say the least. Kajtanovic, fastest on stages 2 and 3. Great drive from him, won all the stages so far. He's leading the rally at the end of the first loop and already has a 30.1 second lead on Consani.
You are sliding with full throttle, with full speed. It's amazing, but this is Jännerrallye. It's fantastic rally.
There is your top 5. 3 S2000 cars, interestingly, in that top 5. An R5 car leading overall, but just going to show the older technology can still cut it. See there as well, top 2-wheel drive down in 8th place, ahead of a couple of the R5 cars. Back to service. Robert Consani, one of the stars of the morning, together with Kaito. They used a kind of hybrid Pirelli tyre for the morning loop, a choice which has been copied by a number of the other leading drivers. Consani saying this morning we used the full studded tyres from Pirelli. They're not really built for the 4-wheel drive cars. In fact, these tyres were made for 2-wheel drive cars. 208 R2, for example. We managed after all to fit those tyres on the rims for the S2000, which are larger. Yesterday morning when we left for shakedown, the other teams were joking a bit about us, but after 2 runs in free practice, they weren't joking anymore. All the drivers who use the Pirelli tyres have decided to fit the cars with the same kind of tyre. So interesting use of different tyres. Join us after the break for more. Welcome back to Austria for the Jännerrallye. Kajtanovic leading after 3 stages, a 30-second lead over Consani, and nearly 4 minutes now, spreading the top 5. After that first service, a rerun of the first 3 stages, but the wind is blowing, heavy snow falling, and the conditions, if anything, are trickier than in the morning. Stefan Lefebvre in service, raised the car, just a few clicks apparently. Car feeling better now, confidence coming. He is 5th in stages 4 and 5, and 5th in the overall standings. 22 years old, we'll see him later on this year on Ypres in a 208 R5, so chance to try both cars as a result of that junior championship win last year. Consani, 4th fastest on stage 4, 3rd fastest in stage 5. Doing a great job from the start of the rally with that interesting tyre choice, as we say. Tyres meant for small front-wheel drive cars, not the more powerful four-wheel drive cars, but making it work. He's second overall. Hermann Neubauer, Austrian driver in the Fiesta S2000, sixth fastest on stage 4, but is having problems with oil pressure. And staying on the road, it seems. Off on stage 5, and unfortunately, when he gets to the end of the stage, you can see he can't see anything there where he's tried to rejoin. Second mistake, just a result of having too much snow on the screen. But problems with the car meant that they ended up retiring anyway, unfortunately.
The boot is open, he's can't wait. Ben, give me my papier. At the start of this stage I saw the red light and oil pressure, and I turned off everything, and the windscreen was getting foggy, so I was also stuck in one time in the snow. It was, yeah, but okay. Disappointment now, yes.
On board with Alexei Lukyanuk, really can't see anything, can we? Visibility difficult for the drivers too. Second fastest time on both stages. Fantastic pictures, look at that snow, absolutely stunning. Taking bigger risks than the first loop, apparently a bit happier with his driving. Up from 7th to 4th overall. Listen to the inputs there on the throttle and the brake just to get the car to turn in. Jaromir Tarabas, completely different sound, of course, from the normally aspirated S2000 cars. Third quickest on stage 4, 4th on stage 5. Third overall, but he's 2 minutes 37.6 behind Consani, so big gaps. I think if you can do enough to keep the car on the road, it will be enough for a decent result at the end of this one. Kajtanovic, nothing could stop the Polish driver in the Fiesta R5. Fastest time on stage 4 and 5, leading the rally now 57.4 ahead of Consani. Has won all the stages so far. Stunning conditions so far. Countryside of Upper Austria covered by snow. Top 5 after stage 5, and you can see that gap there. The top 2, Consani really in no man's land, a minute off Kaito. At the head of the field, onto stage 6, local time 13:43. Second pass of St. Oswald. Last stage in the loop before service. Weather conditions very tricky indeed. Alexei Lukyanuk running for Belarus here, actually a Ukrainian, desperately hoping for a peaceful solution in his home country. So both him and his co-driver running with Belarusian licenses. Third fastest, a few problems.
We have again problems with the car now. It's the low water pressure. I never saw it before. We also reduced the pace, and now it's okay, but some worry is inside. The stages are really tricky now because it's a lot of snow, and it's no confidence to push in these conditions.
Doing a good job so far. Jaromir Tarabas, Czech driver, 5 minutes 42.7. He's 4th quickest, 4.7 off Tarabas. Third in the standings, he's 2 minutes 45 ahead of Lukyanuk.
Yeah, it's a lot of snow and very slippery. Now I can't see ideal line in a fast speed. It's very difficult.
On board with Consani. Look how hard it is to pick out the road in these conditions. And look how much fun an S2000 car looks like. Second fastest, second overall. 2 minutes 45 ahead of Tarabas, but a fair distance off Kaito.
On n'est pas flat complètement, on veut pas aller chercher Kaito.
We're not flat out. We don't want to challenge Kaito. These 2 loops are finished now. That's good. Let's think about the next 2 loops. It will be very difficult in the night. Fully dark stages to come, and those are hard enough without the snow. So far, though, this man has looked untroubled. Katanovic, 5 minutes 23.4, 11.7 faster than Kansani. He's won 6 out of 6. Fantastic. 1 minute 9 lead on Kansani. Great drive so far.
We won the stage. I know maybe it's a little bit boring, but believe me, inside in the car we have so much emotion. It's fantastic. Everything working well, so we can go to the service.
Certainly not boring from where we were sitting. Looked fantastic. He's obviously having a good time, and it will be hard work for him despite that lead of more than a minute over Kansani. Kansani himself having a big lead over 3rd place. A good mix of everything from Group N to R5, R2s and S2000s even in the top 10. Into service again. Time to choose tyres. Jaromir Tarabas is 3rd after 6 stages.
It's a lot of snow. Definitely, it's a little crazy because I can't see ideal line road, but I think everybody is the same. But yes, we have good position. Now it was better because we changed tires, and it's a little better.
4 stages left to go. Join us after the break for the conclusion of leg 1. Welcome back to Austria. 3rd loop of the day, 2 stages. Stage 7, Pregarten, 8.76. Stage 8, Schönau to St. Leonard, 22.93 kilometres. It's the longest stage of the day. There's the leaderboard. Everything to lose for Katanovic with 1 minute and 9's lead. Should he push or just relax a little? Stefan Lefebvre continues to learn the R5 car. Citroën DS3, great to see this on an ERC event. You can see now dark and snowy conditions. Just gets it a bit wrong there, hooks the wheel on the bank on the inside, and that spins the car round. Finished the stage but at low speed because there was a lot of snow in the radiator apparently. Down to 6th overall. 49.9 back. But still learning. Kansani, 4th fastest on stage 7 and 8, but he went off on stage 8, and look at the drop at the side of the road. Lucky to spin up the road and not off the side of it. Not so much about having a big accident, it's about not being able to get the car back on. You can see, so tricky to know how deep to go into the banks.
Very, very difficult. I see nothing. I drive slowly and I make a big mistake. Well, no big mistake, small mistake. I make a spin and I think I lost 20 seconds.
Certainly not what you need for the confidence. This man, though, certainly not lacking in the confidence stakes. Fastest again on stage 7 and 8. He's still pushing. And his lead on Kansani, thanks to Kansani's problems as well, is 2 minutes 48.3.
When you have long glides, and it's snowing. Sometimes you can't see. It's completely new for me experience, but I'm happy.
Wojtek Staff, Czech driver in the Impreza, 10th quickest on stage 7, 8th quickest in stage 8. Just to hear the familiar sound. The Subaru. Second in the new ERC2 category. That's basically for N4 production cars. And he's 8th overall. David Botka, Hungarian driver, Mitsubishi Evo 9, continuing to be a good car despite its relatively old age now. 12th in stage 7, 10th fastest in stage 8, 3rd in the ERC2 standings, 1 minute 46 behind Staff, and 12th overall. Anti-lag working overtime. There's the leaderboard, 2 minutes 48. As you can see, Consani now roughly the same gap in front and behind him. Tarabus with a 2-minute buffer over 4th place. Favourite still in 6th despite that spin. Chased by Rowe, but even a minute between them. Into service C then, the 3rd service of the day. With Lefebvre, he lost more than 4 minutes on that long stage, dropped only 1 place from 5th to 6th, and his steep learning curve as he tests for Rally Monte Carlo.
Je ne sais pas encore exactement tout anticiper, tout
I
faire
don't know
dans
yet
l'ordre.
perfectly how to anticipate things.
Sur l'asphalte, on connaît, donc ça va.
Take our time to learn it all. We know how to drive on tarmac and gravel. I did only 1 snow rally last year in Latvia with an R2 car. Now we are competing with a 4-drive car in extreme conditions. It's better to drive on groomed snow, then the studs are able to bite into the ground. With the fresh snow today and opening the road, the snow was really hindering the wheels. We wanted to go faster, but the soft snow was really slowing us down. This is Martin Fischelena, Austrian driver. Great drive by the Austrian youngster, leading the ERC2 category. ERC3, Sławomir Ogryzek, Poland in the 2.8 R2. Fastest of the drivers so far and 12th overall. Simone Tempestini, Italian, driving with a Romanian licence, if you're wondering. 2nd in the ERC3 category, 14th overall. And back up with the leaders. Jonathan Hershey into full proper darkness now. Very tricky job driving in the dark with the snow. Had plenty of moments today at the start of the leg. Here you can see the reflection from the snow with the lamp pod on.
It's the first row for me I do on the completely night on the rally, so it's brand new, especially on snow. It's difficult, and it's snowing a little bit. It's difficult with the light to see far away.
Hard enough to do your first night stage, let alone on the snow. Tarabus, 4th fastest on the last stage of the day, 3rd in the standings after leg 1. Wide-eyed, driving in these conditions. Robert Consani, some trouble during this last loop, a puncture on special stage 9, a bit of damage on 10 due to the puncture. Still 3rd fastest time, 2nd overall after leg 1. Great drive so far, has to be said.
Tout à l'heure, on a crevé et il y a un
problème
au niveau du triangle, donc la roue elle est complètement enfoncée dans l'aile, donc
on the suspension and the wheel is completely in the fender, so the car is crabbing along. Alexei Lukyanuk, 2nd fastest on stages 9 and 10 after his problems earlier on in the day, but says he's not really enjoying the darkness. Doing a good job for someone who doesn't like it. As his co-driver, I think my belts might be a bit tighter than that.
It
was blind, the corners are everywhere because the snow is falling and the lamps flashing it like the snow. It's not so easy, but again, I have good pace nose to attack like this.
Great drive by him, but a perfect drive by this man. Tiptoeing on the brakes down to this junction. Kajtanovic in the Fiesta R5 has been unbeatable. 100% score, 10 out of 10 stage wins. Takes a 3-minute 52 lead into day 2. No mistakes and a faultless car so far.
It was a fantastic day. Thank you for my sponsors, for everybody, for the spectators. Look on them. For my team, they're working very well. It was amazing. I want to push tomorrow.
Great to see Kato's fans at the end of the stage. Torches ablaze. And a home flag as well. What a lead, 3 minutes 52 on Kansani Tarabas. Nearly 3 minutes back on him. A minute back to Lukyanuk. But as you've seen from the conditions today, it is all to play for. One tiny little mistake and we could see the leaderboard turned on its head. Brilliant, brilliant, challenging conditions for the first round of the 2015 FA European Rally Championship. Kansani in second. He'll be looking to see if he can sneak the win. Join us tomorrow and we'll see leg 2. I'm Andrew Coley. You can keep up with the action, of course, on faerc.com. We'll see you tomorrow.